but all the green ones are good and edible.
And all of them are great when you hang dry them?
Hang dry, or a lot of the blades and the fucus and stuff you can dry on window screens or something. I use stainless screens, but I don't like using galvanized aluminum. Doesn't work. Aluminum screen. Well, and also seaweed reacts with it, and it'll actually stick to the seaweed. So like a fabric screen or I also don't like plastic, but it's better than aluminum. Steel's all right, but galvanized.
I'm sorry, what did you say was your preferred?
Stainless is the best,
okay.
But if you can get like a fabric kind of screen, like a nylon or something, those are nice. Or cloth, even like a breathing cloth, works good. And if you have nothing else, rocks work. Just like some hard surface like that. Clean it first, and then put your seaweed right on it, and dries it fine.
If you have that setting on your oven, can you just stick them on a cookie sheet and shove them in?
Drying in an oven it's not desirable. It's actually the key to drying things a lot is more airflow than it is heat. Heat changes the flavor and the nutrients and everything. Sun dried works for seaweed, but when we get into the plants here, you don't want to sun dry plants, or you do, but indirectly. So you don't actually want to expose them to sunlight. So paper bags, or some kind of darkening agent, like that prevents the light from actually hitting the leaves. Gives you the richest dark green and the most nutrient-rich food.
Those dehydrators then might work okay?
Dehydrators work good because they're air combined with heat.
Yeah, I think the oven that we have.
If you have an oven that does that,
it says it has a dehydrate setting. So it's just
then it's probably that would probably be fine. Yeah. Basically, if it has airflow and a little bit of heat, yeah.
How long does it take to dry the different types of, like the sea lettuce, the bladderwrack, the
seaweed?
kelp?
Most of them are about the same. I'd say the slowest actually would be the fucus, or if you're trying to dry them very close together and in a thick bunch, they take a while. But no, they're quite fast. They're probably faster than mushrooms and fruit by about half. I can dry seaweed in my dryer in a day, like one day, and that's because I have a low heat. I don't like to put heat to it. So it's just airflow, and then I put heat at the end, at the very end.
So you're dehydrating it?
Yeah.
And then are you doing anything by sun then on the rocks?
No, I'm not legally allowed to. Because a bug might land on it, or a bird might poop on it or something. So, and it is actually better quality out of the sun. Like the taste. My father used to do kelp in the sun when I was a kid, and the taste is not quite as good as the stuff dried in a building.
So when you said a screen, then when are you using the screen?
I have big stainless screens,
and that's insulated.
And it goes into an insulated box that has it's like airflow going through.
Oh, okay.
So it does about like seaweed, not so much, maybe 100 pounds of seaweed at a time. Mushrooms I can do about 300 pounds.
Okay.
So fruit would be similar, 300 pounds. But seaweed takes up a lot of surface area for the weight, so you don't get as big of a...
So it's like your own dehydrator.
Yeah.
Some people are building like cob houses and straw bale houses, and they'll put like a pantry with shelves, and there'll be an open vent at the bottom, screened off, and one at the top, and just the convection of hot to cold just circulates air, and you can keep things quite dry and cool in there. Sort of
a primitive dryer is a heat source, electric heat or something, and you have it at the bottom, and heat always rises. So if you have your screens above the heat source, and especially if you can get a fan or something blowing through there as well, and contain the space that you have your stuff in, you can have a dryer, a natural convection dryer. It's quite simple actually. And if you don't have that, you go to the highest point in your house, like an attic or some dark space that's warm, and you can dry herbs, and you don't need anything. It just takes longer. Things like mushrooms, very difficult though, because they come at the time when it's like a high humidity, so it's harder to dry just letting it sit. But things in the summer, very easy. Yeah, there's a lot of fresh water in that. It's like that all the way up the mainland. Every inlet that comes out, lots of green algae and fucus, but nothing else really. It's,
and the water's kind of brown, you said?
well, actually there it's a little more blue, like light blue, like tropical, but it's actually freezing cold.
That's just
glacier.
the silt from the Fraser that just kind of spreads out.
Backwashes.
You see it when you fly out.
Yeah.
You see and
Yeah.
if you're flying anywhere and you look out, you see all the brown, then it stops.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that's from the, sewage treatment.
No, it's
No.
just particles that come down the river.
just
There's
the
a
siltiness.
lot of it. It's moving, especially this time of year. Things are melting and they're rushing down, and I mean there's pollution in there, but it's a lot of soil too.
So when you were talking about rinsing with like, somebody asked about toxins and clean seawater, then it would be better if you're over in the Gulf Islands where you're getting cleaner water than this, than with the silty stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you over there. If you do go harvest seaweed over there, you want to deal with it over there if you can. Like do all your rinsing and drying and everything over there.
Okay.
One thing that works if you're near a beach or on a clear cut is an extra tent. You can dry in the sun during the day and then get it in the tent at night. It won't pick up any dew or pick up less dew. And actually tents get very hot during the day, and you just open your window flaps and it can dry right in there. Finish off and it should snap and it's ready. Bag it up.
We were talking about going out on skiffs. Was that for the bulk kelp? What one was that
Yeah,
for?
bulk kelp you have to harvest by boat. Well, mostly. You can get a little bit on the close to the shore when it's really low tide. You can get the short stuff.
So that seagrass then that's like out by me in Tuatha, that's it's creeks. When we were kids, we wouldn't run through it because we knew there was crabs.
Yeah.
You can actually pop those out of the ground, and they're like onions. They got a little root on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
And you cut the grass off, and you just take that white part that you can get out of the
Oh,
sand.
okay.
And it's like frying little green onions.
So you fry them.
Yeah, they're really
Cool.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.